Thanks, Robin. Obviously, our attitudes and our mindset are so important. And whether we realize it or not, our attitudes and mindsets then help us shape some beliefs, which then directly results in what action we will take or we won't take. So the environment that we're in right now, the media, all the messaging that we're hearing right now, if you turn the TV on or the radio on, is very negative, is very fear-driven. And is very uncertain. I mean, none of us know when this is going to end, which is obviously, I think, for most people, the most challenging thing about the environment. If I just knew exactly when it was going to end, then I could plan. So this uncertainty and fear of the unknown can be paralyzing. And it can start us, specifically in sales, to have some beliefs that might sound like, nobody wants to take my call right now. And just like we started the meeting earlier, right? Nobody's spending. Well, we just learned some great buckets and examples from Antonio that's not necessarily true. They are spending maybe more conservatively or more differently, or some are spending more based on what bucket that they're in. But our belief that nobody's spending will then result in me maybe probably not even taking action to try to have any conversations with people. We could also have beliefs that I just need to hunker down. Just need to hunker down and it'll pass. Everybody keeps saying it'll pass. I need to hunker down, which to me means I need to take less action, when the reality is our sales teams and us as leaders need to be taking even more action, doubling or tripling our activity level than what it was about a month ago. So it has to do with, are we looking at things from an opportunity of limitation, which the media wants us to, and which is naturally how we're going to handle fear, or are we looking at things from an outlook of possibility and opportunity? And we've heard a lot of examples, and you can see large manufacturing companies, like obviously I'm from Detroit, so what GM is doing and what Ford's doing to pivot manufacturing and be able to make all this PPE and retool to do all that is fantastic, right? So what kind of new opportunities now present themselves as a result of what's going on? So looking at things from a mindset and outlook of opportunity. So if I have an opportunity of possibility, and then my beliefs now go to, you know what, the reality is my customers and my prospects are far more accessible than they have ever been before. We have seen this by every single client and even our own internal team. The availability of our customers and prospects is so much higher. They're spending more time with us on our phone. We're not ending up in voicemail jail because most of them are remote. They have more time, so they're more available than they've ever been before. We also have to have the belief that now's the time to add value for them. What can I do to add value to my customers? Whether it's helping give some stuff away for free, like you're seeing all the webinars that are out there, and just like the one today, to be a resource to people. How can I connect them with other people in my network that can help be a resource in other areas? So how can I really add that value? Is really important that we have that mindset. Also, now's the time to differentiate against our competition. Now's not the time to hunker down. So how can I differentiate? And we differentiate by our actions. And some of our competition is in hunker down mode, is in that protect and doesn't know how to pivot mode. So how am I capitalizing on that opportunity? As a leader, now's your opportunity to up your leadership game. I know I've had to up mine in the last month and completely pivoted the way that I've been managing the team. It also allows us to have the opportunity to, what I would say, work on the business versus in the business. When we're so busy being reactive and putting out fires, now's the opportunity. Okay, so how do I look at new opportunities? How do I change my strategy? What are the processes that I've been saying forever that need to get documented and defined that maybe aren't, that now our people have the opportunity to work on the business, document some best practices, and even the HR folks, I'm going to talk a little bit later about how does this affect us, our readiness to be hiring again, because that's going to happen, and being able to look at the people that we had on the team or need on the team. So working on the business instead of in the business. But it all comes down to what's our mindset? Is it of limitation or opportunity? And given I'm from Detroit, one of my favorite quotes that I think really does a good job of illustrating this is Henry Ford said, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, either way you're right. So it's up to us to create that mindset and belief that we can.